There are several myths about IAS preparation, such as you need to study long hours to become IAS, or you need to have done your education from a good school or college and be a topper in the class. In this video we will clear those myths and talk about what is really needed to become an IAS officer. If this is the first time you are watching our video, do not forget to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the subscribe button so that you don't miss our latest videos on career planning. Indian Administrative Service is one of the top prestigious careers in the government sector. IAS officers serve the nation and society by framing policies and advising the ministries on various issues, maintaining law and order, supervising the implementation of policies. IAS officers are provided excellent salaries and privileges. IAS officers are recruited through Civil Services Examination (CSE), also known as Union Public Service Commission (UPSC) exam. There are multiple stages in recruitment process. Stage 1, preliminary examination, held in June every year. Results are announced in August. Stage 2, Mains. Mains has two parts. Examination, held in October every year. Results are announced in January. Personality test, interview, held in March. Final results are usually announced in May. Every year about 5 lakhs candidates appear for prelims, out of which about 15,000 qualify for mains, about 3,000 qualify for interview, and about 1,000 candidates finally get selected. The candidate must have attained the age of 21 years and must not have attained the age of 32 years for the general category candidate on the 1st of August of the year of examination. Candidates must hold a bachelor's degree in any stream from any recognized university. Candidates who have appeared for the final examination and are awaiting results can also apply for the preliminary examination. Because of the huge competition for the post, many candidates start preparing for the exam well before their graduation completes. Some candidates get selected in their first attempt. There are several myths about the IAS exam due to the depth of the syllabus and huge competition. To clear the IAS exam, one must have started preparation from the school time. It is true that IAS exam syllabus includes some of the subjects that you might have studied during your school time. But you will need to study with a different perspective. UPSC does not check the knowledge only. It's a test of intellectual traits and depth of understanding. Questions asked in UPSC are very different than asked in the school. So even if you did not start preparing for IAS and did not dream of it during school time, you can still become an IAS. Over 12 hours study is required to clear the exam. Everyone has to make their own strategy and plan to complete the syllabus. Most of the candidates start preparation about a year before the exam date. There are candidates who successfully clear exam with only a few months of dedicated study. So if you have planned your preparation and manage your time well, you do not have to study over 12 hours a day. UPSC needs people who know something about everything and not specialists. If you stick to the syllabus and understand exactly what they want, you will be able to limit your preparation to the things that matter. Need to be topper of class or gold medalist. Scoring high marks in school board and IAS are very different. IAS officers need to have confidence, ability to handle pressure and take right decisions. UPSC expects you to have the aptitude and attitude for the job. UPSC is too vast. There is no right answer, no wrong answer. It is how you pursue a situation. Need to have gone to a good college. It is not required. There are IAS officers who did not even attend the college classes and completed their graduation through correspondence. Need to attend good coaching institute. Coaching institutes are not absolutely necessary for every IAS candidate. Coaching atmosphere helps as you get to meet people who are sharing your dreams. Get to share notes, ideas, and practice for interviews. If you already have such people around you and the required information, you don't have to go to coaching institutes. Need to have good command on English to clear the interview. There is option to give interview in languages other than English. However, UPSC does not care your fluency and accuracy in language, it sees your clarity and the way you express your thoughts. Need to go through a lot of newspapers and magazines to clear the interview. In addition to your knowledge, IAS interviews also test your temperaments to handle the pressure that you don't know the answer. It is not required to go through every newspaper and magazine. Select newspaper and magazine would suffice. You don't have to make the notes from the newspaper. Go through selected monthly magazines as they already shortlist the content. Civil Services Preliminary Exam is only a screening test and is conducted to shortlist candidates for the main examination. Marks secured in preliminary exam are not taken into account while preparing the final merit. Preliminary exam consists of 2 papers of objective type carrying a maximum of 400 marks. It is mandatory for the candidate to appear in both the papers for the purpose of evaluation. Paper 2 has minimum qualifying marks fixed at 33%. There is a negative marking in the prelims exam. 1/3 of the marks allotted to the questions will be deducted for every incorrect answer. Here is the syllabus of preliminary exam paper 1. And here is the syllabus of preliminary exam paper 2. The question papers for the main examination are of conventional essay type and each paper will be of 3 hours duration. There are 2 types of papers in the main exam: qualifying papers and papers counted for merit. The marks obtained in the qualifying papers will not be counted for ranking. The aim of the papers is to test the candidate's ability to read and understand serious discursive prose, and to express ideas clearly and correctly, in English and Indian language concerned. The papers will be of level 10th standard. Minimum 25% marks are required in each of these papers to qualify. Here is the syllabus of qualifying papers. Here is the syllabus of papers that will be counted for merit. UPSC also provides detailed topic list for each paper so that you can focus your studies to those areas. It is very important to go through the list and understand. Link is provided in the description. The main examination is intended to assess the overall intellectual traits and depth of understanding of candidates rather than merely the range of their information and memory. There is a lot of study material available both online and offline. It is important to select the best books for UPSC preparation. It is recommended that aspirants start their UPSC preparation with NCERT books and then move on to the standard reference books. The best IAS books can vary from candidate to candidate depending on their previous expertise and knowledge of the subject. However, the books for UPSC recommended by experts are listed here. To find the books for optional subject papers, please refer to the link in the description. Here are the stages of the exam we talked about earlier. Majority of the candidates start preparing at least 1 year before the mains exam, so here is the plan broken down into 1 year preparation starting in October. First month is to check your eligibility, gathering the latest syllabus from UPSC website, getting the books and question papers. Prepare a checklist for each month to track the daily or weekly progress. Once you have the resources, start reading. Month 2 to 5 are to read NCERT and General Studies paper books. Go through previous year's prelims questions to understand the pattern. Continue reading the current affairs and revise. At the end of this period, you should have gone through all the NCERT and General Studies paper books at least once. Months 6 to 8 are the last 3 months before the prelims examination. Join prelims test series to practice the exam and work on the improvement areas. Also start preparing for the optional subject. Continue reading the newspaper and magazines for current affairs and doing revisions. By the month 9, you have already given your prelims examination and preparation for mains is to start. Go through previous year's questions and practice writing. Join test series for mains to identify the improvement areas and work on those. Continue reading the newspaper and magazines for current affairs and doing revisions. At the end of this period, you should be ready for the mains examination. Next few months after the UPSC mains examination are to prepare for the personality test interview. The detailed application form (DAF) is the form applicants fill after clearing the prelims. Candidates need to provide following information in the DAF: personal information, educational information, parental information, employment information. In the interview, many questions are asked based on the details provided in DAF. Details should be entered with caution and honesty. For instance, a candidate who mentions a family background of railway services must have knowledge about the sector, the reforms required, any current issue related to it and other relevant information. Also, any hobby that is mentioned in the form, graduation subjects, achievements, anything written on the form, the candidate must be thorough with every aspect of it. If playing cricket is a hobby, one must have knowledge about various rules of the game, controversies in recent series, issues and changes that may help. Pick up words from the form and write down of all the questions that can be asked around those words and practice. In addition, go through the interview questions asked in the past and join practice interviews. Along with communication skills, candidates must project a good overall personality, in terms of a positive body posture, body language and appearance. Here are the mistakes to avoid. Not preparing a study plan or not following it. IAS exam requires a well-planned study. There should be daily, weekly or monthly checks to track the progress and increase the effort if required. Proper planning will help complete the study on time and be ready for the exam. Not reading NCERT books seriously. NCERT books are written in easy to understand language and provide foundation knowledge on the subject. If the basic concepts are not clear, it will be difficult to understand the advanced level books on the subject. Not limiting the scope to UPSC syllabus. UPSC publishes the full exam syllabus on their website. Go through the syllabus thoroughly before starting the preparation. The syllabus must be treated as a boundary line for the preparation, as not sticking to the syllabus will result in wasting the time on unnecessary matters that will not be asked in the exam. Referring to too many books. Limit your references for your topics. Pick your books from the recommended list after going through reviews. Do not switch books if you find someone using a different book. Going through multiple books will not only waste your time but leave you confused. Not doing enough revision. Give ample time for revision in your study plan. Because the syllabus is huge, there is high chance of forgetting some topics. Make short notes if required and revise them regularly. Losing confidence. Confidence is one of the key skills needed in an IAS officer. The preparation stage is also the training period to sharpen this skill. Don't lose confidence by looking at the syllabus. By proper planning you can achieve it. Not adequately covering current affairs. There are many questions asked in UPSC exam based on current affairs. So it is very important to adequately covering current affairs. The sources of current affairs should be relevant and aligned with UPSC syllabus. Newspapers The Hindu, Indian Express, Yojana and Kurukshetra monthly magazines and India Yearbook are some of the good sources. It is also important not to spend too much time on these, impacting completion of other studies on time. Not doing enough test practice. IAS exam is very competitive. Practice is important to increase speed and accuracy. Enough practice is required for prelims, mains as well as the personality test. Not being impartial in explanation. UPSC exam requires candidate to have a balanced view on the topic without being biased. They have to be aware both pros and cons of the subject and provide a justifying explanation from both the angles. Answers provided should not be extreme but measured, moderate and positive. Hope the information was helpful. If you want to play an active role in shaping the better future of country and people, join IAS. If making money is your primary objective, join corporation. With clear intention and aspiration, if you start the preparation, you will never lose your motivation and will get the success. In the future videos we will cover some of the IAS preparation steps in more details. If you liked this video, please click on the subscribe button for more such videos. If you have any questions you can ask in the comment section. We will be doing live interactive sessions in future. If you would like us to cover any specific area, please drop a note in the comment section. Thanks for watching.